Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Melchelle Show. Hey.
Hey.
How we doing
On
today?
today's show, guys, we got Miss Ursula Hampton.
Yeah, can we get a round of applause? Where's the round of applause? There we go.
There we go. Miss Ursula is one of our dearest friends that we have met out here in Vegas. Mr. Valentine and Ursula used to teach together at Mojave. right, baby?
Motown.
Motown, right? Okay, and I just have taken to Ursula myself. I think she's a very genuine person, and genuine people are hard to find. We know that, right?
Yes, yes.
So she is now not only my husband's friend, but my friend too.
There we go.
Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so Miss Ursula, we've talked about a bunch of things. Miss Ursula will be biz deving with us. We call that biz deving. It's really what? Business development, right?
Business development. That's slang term for business development.
All right, okay. And she will be, can I share?
Yes.
Okay, she'll be.
Wait, we got an announcement about. Okay, all right. Go
She's
ahead.
gonna be biz deving with women in business, right?
Yeah,
Is she women in
that's right.
business?
She's women in
Close
business.
the deal.
We'll
Okay,
close the
clap
deal.
that up.
Women in
All
business,
right.
right? Look, I got a check. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
There we go.
Okay, and
That's a
her.
huge deal. That's a good look for y'all.
Yeah, I know
It's a big
because
signing.
why? Let me tell you why.
Okay, all right.
Ursula's passion business project is health and fitness. Everything.
Oh, yes.
everything near
yes.
and dear to our hearts, right?
Let's
And
talk
she
about
wants to go ahead, Ursula. Tell them.
Go ahead.
I do. I want to start.
Can you lead into so to make sure that the audience, and you can adjust the mic if you
Oh.
want, bring it closer to you, however you want.
Hey.
I wanna
There
make
we
sure-
go.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
Hey.
There you go.
I do. I want to start back juicing.
Okay.
I've been juicing for like the last 2 years off and on.
Yeah.
I have lupus.
Oh.
So with
hear
having
that.
lupus,
Yeah.
I try to do everything clean.
Yes.
And it's important because we as women, we have to keep our health up. And
Yes.
with keeping our health up, we want to make sure we put everything in our body. That's
Now
good.
listen, look, okay, listen. Now I mean, us men too, we got to keep our health up.
Okay.
too.
Right. We want to keep everybody
Yeah,
healthy.
everybody-
Exactly.
Everybody healthy.
Don't worry, we not leaving you
Everybody-
out.
everybody
Okay.
healthy.
Because some of our brothers, because we think, oh, we just walk it off. I got, we don't go to the doctors,
We
and I'm
do.
trying to change
We
that
do.
narrative for
We
the brothers.
definitely-
You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, we want to keep everybody healthy.
Yeah.
There you
Let's
go.
say that. We want to keep everybody healthy and kind of reduce the sugar. I mean, I know sugar is
Man.
good.
Yeah.
Sugar is good and it calls our name, but that's the main point is, you know,
Yeah.
juicing is really good. And I've been doing it and also been using a lot of apple cider vinegar and so
Yeah.
some different techniques and just to reduce the
You were
sugar.
saying it cleans you out really
It
well.
does.
Yeah.
It does. I lost 22 pounds.
Clap that up. Clap that up.
Woohoo! We'll be doing that.
Yes.
I lost 22 pounds and I reduced my inflammation in 6 months. My inflammation in January was 72.
Yeah.
If you know
That's amazing.
anything about lupus, the 72 inflammation is
That's
really
high. Yeah.
And my inflammation
your heart.
2 weeks ago was 11.
Yeah.
Yes,
Clap
yes.
that up.
Yeah, there we go.
There we
We are so
go.
proud of you.
That's women in business right there, okay?
know.
Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
if that is not a level up, I don't know what is.
That's
Yes.
it's turning around.
And now she's taking that success,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why she's a women in business star, right? Because now
Yes.
she's taking that level of success she's had in the health with her illness, and
Yeah.
now figuring out a way to
help
share it
others.
with her community and broaden that
Yes.
scope so she can have those same success stories that she's had with other people. Because our community desperately needs
Yes.
a great awakening
It does.
when it comes to our health and our fitness and
Yes.
our diet and our nutrition. I just had a incident in the office, unfortunately, with a few young interns who flooded the office.
Yeah, we
with
won't mention the names.
We're not going to mention the names. We flooded the office with fried chicken.
Chicken.
Right?
I have to admit, I was a little tempted.
Yeah.
A little, right? You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. but I mean, and you know, we know and we get it as comfort food. It's our
Yeah,
culture. That's
it
all
is.
we
Yeah.
know. But I mean, I was joking
Habits.
with them, but I was telling the truth. I mean, when you start thinking about some of these processes with
Yeah.
this food, it's like we're gonna take a piece of chicken, we gonna dip the chicken in eggs,
Yeah.
then dip it in flour.
Babe, we know the process. We know
No,
how to
but
cook chicken.
we ain't thought about this process, and then dip it in hot grease.
Yes. and then fry it and eat it. Yeah, that's normally what happens.
It's a lifestyle change, though. You know,
Man.
it has definitely been a lifestyle change, and I was just telling Michelle that it's literally been a lifestyle style change. I gave up whiskey, if you know, I'm gonna put that out there. I gave up drinking. I gave up whiskey. I gave up wine.
Yeah.
Like, so it's been. I literally stopped drinking whiskey 6
Yeah.
months ago, and let me tell you, Jack Daniels was my friend.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels, wine,
Jack.
and teaching. You know, it hasn't been easy. So I literally 6 months ago, and I'm gonna be honest. I tried to drink wine in June and July, and I literally got sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
my
you
bum
guys,
was
you
hurt
guys.
good.
Ursula is a teacher, so okay. If anybody has a reason to invite Jack over, it's her.
And being transparent, I literally, they're like, how did you stop? I literally stopped. I had to say, okay, because I was breaking out in my hair, I had sores. It was really, really bad. And I think you reached out to me that time, and I was like, I just
Can't
cannot
do it.
meet.
Yeah.
Because I was so sick, and I was like, what am I going to do?
Bless your heart.
And I was like, I got to make a change.
Yeah.
I had to make a change. And I was just like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take that out. And we're going to see what it's going to do. So the first month, it was down to like 20. And I was like, okay, I'm going to stop doing that. So then I incorporated a shot glass. Ain't this something? I took a shot glass, and I was like, I'm just going to drink this every other night of apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
So I started that off. So by April, it was still 20.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, no wine. So I took all of that out.
Okay.
And so I kept doing it, and I just kept drinking, and I added alkaline water.
Okay.
Okay.
And the sparkling water, right?
Yeah. So I added that, and I added the alkaline water. So I started to say, okay, still no whiskey. Oh, and so I had it all on my counter. So I started giving bottles of wine away.
Okay.
So I started giving it away. So lo and behold, time passed. Come July, I never took the medicine that the doctor gave me. I was on one medication. It's called chloroquine. That's the only one that I was taking.
Yeah.
Come 2 weeks ago, I got my numbers back, and my inflammation was 11.
Woo.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Man.
Clap that up. Yep.
11.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest.
That's a great testimony.
How do you feel? You feel? I mean, what's it feel like? I mean, it's like night and day the feeling, or is it one of those you can't really tell, but you know it's better?
Do you feel better?
I think my body, because the inflammation was so high for so long.
Yeah.
You know, when something is attacking your body, my body's like relieved.
Yeah.
But then I can feel that it's like, what's going on?
Right.
Because now everything is tired.
Right.
Because when
It's got to get used to a new routine.
It has to get used to a new routine.
And that takes energy.
It's working overtime.
Yeah.
So that takes energy.
So
Yep.
now it's like, I don't know if what has done damage or not, because now it's like, oh, I get to breathe.
Yeah.
So now everything is like rebuilding itself.
It's rebuilding yourself, getting back to a normal, different baseline now, right? You're at a completely, it's regrouping, right?
It hasn't been a normal baseline since 2012.
Yeah. That's 10 years ago. Yeah.
Well, Ursula, tell us, what are some of the juices that you like to juice up? I know I've tried cucumber,
Yes.
ginger. We talked about this. Honey,
Yes.
sliced lemons, limes, water, ice, blend it up. Yummy.
Yes. I like mangoes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I love mangoes.
Right.
Mangoes. I like vegetables too.
Okay.
I don't do a lot of vegetables, but I really love
Spinach.
spinach is good.
Okay.
I overdosed on my wife's watermelon juice this weekend.
Yeah.
I had so much water. She's like, you need to calm down. It's
Yeah.
still a lot. It's still
I had to
natural
Google.
sugar in there,
I had
right?
to Google to make sure it was safe. I was like, should he be drinking all this watermelon? But it actually was. It's good for you.
Well, yeah, it actually helps. I got high blood pressure, so once
Yes.
we Googled that, and it actually helps with high blood pressure.
Yeah.
And I felt like, I was like, see, I knew I needed it. I felt like, so, we're so big on the juices, and that's why we're excited about your whole business
Yes.
venture, because
Yes.
we need to make it a whole culture here
Yep.
about, eating right, lifestyle.
Yep.
One of my back in the day favorite rap groups, the Locks. I'm proud of them because they're probably around all our age and all that, but now they're promoting that type of life. They got a juice. I mean, most of these rappers got liquor brands and all this.
Potato chips.
They went back to their neighborhood and their community in Yonkers, New York, and started a juice bar.
Yes.
Right? Like, which, you know, in hip hop, that's not what you're expecting
not
from
at
your
all.
rapper, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, because,
Ooh.
you know, hip hop we're getting mature,
Yeah.
and we're growing, and now it's like, you know, everybody's looking at stuff different,
Yeah.
and now
Yes.
it's about changing the culture and
Yes.
upgrading that culture and, you know, making it better for the next generation. So I was proud of them for doing that, and like I'm proud of you for,
Yes.
you know,
We're proud.
yes,
Yeah.
getting this juice bar off the ground here in our community.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I just had a vision because you guys don't know, but Ursula, you know, taught robotics.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, let's talk
picturing
about
this
that.
high
Yeah,
tech
yeah.
robot juice kind of a thing
Or
that
they
our
co-
community needs.
Can they come you deliver? Imagine you sitting up in the place, babe, and then the drone comes and brings.
Oh,
you,
yeah. Ursula drone.
Listen, I don't know.
A
about
Ursula
that.
drone delivers your juice, your healthy juice.
Listen,
Yeah,
man.
for your better lifestyle, improved lifestyle. I don't know. You better think about that.
Yeah, that's something.
Can you hop in and tell us a little bit more about your background with the robotics and all that? Because you know we about all that STEM life.
So I've been teaching
sure you get-
robotics for the last 3 years
Okay.
at Mojave. I actually enjoy it. We teach coding, block coding, HTML, basic Java, C++. Teach it to over 40 students at a time sometimes. Putting together VEX parts,
Yeah.
V5 on a large base. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Mostly minority students.
Yeah.
How did you go ahead, baby?
How did you feel when you teach in the class, Ursula? Like, do you think that it's time for women to have more of a leadership role in tech now, or
It is.
you feel like we're ready?
I do. I feel like we're definitely ready.
Yes.
I actually have had my degree in tech since 2004.
Okay.
But unfortunately, being an African American woman coming out of Detroit,
Yeah.
because I'm originally from Motown. It's
Oh, the D.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
shout
the
out.
Dirty,
Yeah.
dirty D.
so I'm actually from the D, and I've been in Vegas for the last 5 years. So coming from there, when I graduated from school, they really didn't have any opportunities
Yeah.
for like, minority women with the graphic design degree coming out of school.
Oh wow.
So I went into customer service. So 20 years later, being able to teach in the field
Right.
and coming to Las Vegas and having these opportunities, I feel nothing but blessed.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing to come into Mojave and to the community and being able to teach students that look like me, that
Yeah.
mimic me, that mirror me.
Yeah.
To being able to afford this experience is just it's overwhelming. Definitely overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. What are some of the obstacles and the challenges? And let's be real here, right? Some of the obstacles and challenges that we face as urban educators teaching STEM in the urban community. What are some of the barriers or the obstacles or the challenges and the frustrations, some of those struggles that we have in those classrooms, in those trenches? Let the people know.
Yeah.
The lack of knowledge. The lack of knowledge that this field is going to bring us. I think our children haven't been exposed to, a lot of our children, not all, but a lot of our children aren't aware that this is the future.
Right.
Okay.
The future is here. Right. In
Here,
some
right?
cases,
So
it's here.
It's our present, it's our future.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the lack of education that we're in,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is just the community of being in Nevada, but
Yeah.
they don't know, they're not grasping the
Importance.
opportunities and
Yeah.
the importance that we have.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
when we're teaching, it's like, oh, this is so boring, instead of saying, hey, this is where we're going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's free.
Yeah.
It's free education.
Yeah.
So with being free education, they're like, oh, do we have to learn it? We get maybe a handful of students that are
Oh,
willing
wow.
to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
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 And then, being a lot of students, like you said, look like us, they're like, oh, we're not going to need this. And, I had an externship at a company this summer, and they're like, most of our students come in not prepared, not ready for soft people skills. They don't have it. They come into there not prepared, don't know how to speak,
Yeah.
Yep.
not interviewing skills.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, come in just not prepared, don't know how to communicate, things like that. And that's something that we really need to work on as a community, just basic people skills.
Yeah.
And it's something that
That's
hinders
a lot.
us. It is.
I'll just to piggyback off that question. So tell us just how important do you think it is for our communities to get more involved in this space, in this tech space?
We have to.
Yeah.
Because we're losing.
Yeah.
Do you know it's only, I think the percentage was like 2% of African Americans are involved in this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like 1% of women, is black women.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like a low number.
Yeah, it's like
you know, I
ridiculous.
want to,
Ridiculously low.
Yeah.
I kind of want to interject on that if you don't mind, because it's like, did you know that women make up, I think it's 85% of sales in the United States? I mean, that's a large number, right? That's a large consumer right there.
Yeah.
And so for us not to have a leadership position or role in the tech space, I mean, to me, that's doing everyone a disservice just on that percentage number alone. So I do feel like it's very important for us to really, get more involved as a community in these tech spaces, and for us as women to really step, to the forefront and become those leaders. So I agree with you guys for sure.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what you said, babe, women having so much purchasing power in the economy, right? Because let's be honest. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
You go to the store for both of us.
Okay.
right.
Pretty much.
Right.
For everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, clothes.
I mean, and it's a case study where they had, I forgot, it was one of those companies. It was a male product. I don't know if it was Old Spice or it was somebody, and it was controversy because it was like, bashing men, but it was a product for men, but the company felt it would be lucrative because they knew that there was more women buying the
buying
product.
power of women.
Right, yeah.
I
There was
know.
more women buying the product for men than
You
men
better
themselves,
recognize.
right?
Oh, yeah.
You better recognize.
You go to the stores.
Yes.
Period.
So it makes sense what you're saying is about how now, the tech field in the tech industry, not having women being a part of from ideal to execution. Right?
Yes.
Women need to be a part of that process from start to finish because there's such a lion's share of the consumer base, right?
Yes.
And when you don't have their life experiences, their thought processes,
we
their
know what we like.
and those designs and those implementation of these products and services, you're going to miss the mark and you're going to drop the ball, right? So, that's why it's so
Bottom
critical.
line, you're going to not make the money.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right, exactly.
If you like money, then you need to involve us, right, babe?
Yeah. Exactly.
Right, Ursula?
Yeah, and this statistic said it's 3% of women, African American women, 3%.
3%.
3%.
That's higher than I thought, but that's
3%
great. Look, we got three.
of
We got to keep
African American women.
Yeah.
6% are held by Asian women, 2% Hispanic women.
I was hoping it was higher, but okay.
No.
We gotta stick with the
And
It will be though.
It will
It
be.
will be.
And one of the things, I'm so why in our culture? Why is it that way, right? One of my biggest issues or things or my passion is that, especially young folks, right? We're only we only know what we're exposed to.
Yes.
Right.
Right. So when I turn on, when I was young, I wanted to be I wanted to be a basketball player. I wanted to be a rapper. Why? Because that's the representation, right? That's what black men do.
Education.
Ain't that what we do?
Right.
Or do I want to be in the movies, right? Do I want to be right? This is the images that are being portrayed to me constantly, right? So these are the highest aspirations I have, right? I'm not being exposed to black architects.
Right.
I'm not being exposed to
astronauts.
Like when I look back on my life, I mean, I remember Oregon Trail. Remember Oregon Trail, the little computer game, and I remember them, tinkering away in those spaces and all that. And there was white kids getting into all that stuff at that time, right? Me and Mark Zuckerberg are the same age, right? But I didn't believe that was for me.
Yeah.
Right.
This basketball's for me.
Right.
Right.
not this computer.
This rap, rap dream is for me.
This
microphone.
This microphone is for me, right? So it's about, these platforms, and this is what the whole CBG platform is about, right? Is that's why we say business stars. It's like it's sharing these stories and celebrating these stories and showing real life examples of people that are doing things in other spaces so these youth can get exposed to these other career opportunities, right? And these other pathways that they never even considered. Because I know you've already changed some lives, like how we all have. Soon as they see Miss Ursula,
right,
a black woman, right, that's cultured from Detroit, that gets it, can communicate.
That changes imagery.
It does.
That changes, right? Certain light bulbs go off, and you're like, oh, wow, I didn't even know that we can do this.
Yeah. Even if you think they're not listening or watching,
yes.
they are.
That's a great
Even
thing.
if they're on top of the table,
goodness.
Ursula, in the
Oh,
classroom, they're paying attention.
Man, and we as urban educators, because I've had swarms of students that now when I run back into them, you don't even know the impact or the seed that you were planting or the seed that you were watering. Right. I've been embarrassed to have students come up to me and share moments and stories. I don't even remember. Right. I done seen 300 students that week. Right. I got 1,500 students since I've been teaching for 4 years. But those moments, so don't never underestimate. That's something for all of us in these spaces. If you're watching, don't never, ever underestimate the power of planting a seed, though. Just planting that one seed. Watering that one seed, right? Like, sometimes we always wait for just to see the success, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time.
It takes a minute, and you may not always be there to see that seed blossom, right?
Yes.
But know that you planted. If you're getting up there every day, sharing your testimony, your knowledge, your wisdom, right? Your energy, giving energy, right?
That is.
It's affecting somebody. You know what I mean? And I'll share even a testimony with you guys. I remember she wasn't one of my students, but it was a student that I interacted with, just kind of passing. And she was a valedictorian and, kind of like a leader in her classroom and kind of smart, one of the smart girls. And I always kind of felt like, am I really challenging her? Is she getting all that, she needs from me? Because she was kind of like on a different level from everyone else.
Right.
And so maybe, I don't know, maybe not quite a year passed by, but I saw her in Walmart. And she ran up to me and she hugged me. It was a Hispanic girl. She said, "Mrs. Valentine, I thought I'd never see you again." And I was like, "What?" Like, and then she was like, "No, I had to." Her whole thing was, the reason why she was so emotional, she had to switch schools.
Yes.
Oh.
And she was now floating amongst peers that were just as smart as her or smarter. And it made her feel smaller, but remembering certain things that I would say to the students, like, you can do it, that encouragement, she was listening. And I didn't know that. And it was like, I was walking back to my car, brought tears to my eyes because I didn't know. I had no idea. But, that's a testament. You never know who you're affecting.
You're a public servant.
It does.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm teaching graphic design.
Okay.
And it's just as important with robotics because it has that. And I'm also teaching AP computer science.
Woo! That's a gladiator schedule right there.
We clap that up. We need a gladiator noise or something.
A
sword or something.
A
Flash
alarm.
of waves.
That's gladiator. You got something gladiator over there?
There we go.
What is that?
Yeah, okay.
Gladiator?
That's something. That's okay. I got your back.
No, they don't know. They don't know the politics on the back end when you, as a teacher, take on multiple classes like that. See, because the cruise control is give me the one class, 7 periods, same lesson plans.
No,
right?
I'm actually teaching 3 different classes.
Different classes ain't no joke.
I'm teaching 3 different classes with those. But with AP computer science and graphic design, the other one is publication, so it has something to do with graphic design, but. With those 2, I'm having students with graphic design create portfolios. So we started our e-portfolios today because graphic design is leading into animation.
Yes.
And it's also leading into
That's
the
my
industry,
favorite.
into
Animation.
the world of gaming.
Yes.
Right. If out here, we have a lot of companies that are looking for people that know gaming and design and things like that. Especially when you go into companies like DraftKings and things like that.
Yeah.
They're looking for people that know how to design.
Yeah.
Oh, so you
And-
put me
and
up, and I
see-
need to know that.
and
Good,
see
good
like
looking. Okay.
architectures and things like that. So that like the software that like has design and 3D designs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's all graphic design.
Like the
Okay.
SketchUp.
Yeah, like
SketchUp.
the SketchUp.
Wait. So you got SketchUp, and what else y'all working on? What other software?
So I'm teaching them how to do. Right now we're getting up Photoshop. I'll have them mess around with the SketchUp. Actually, I love SketchUp. Like I was playing with SketchUp.
Yeah, you said that.
Oh my goodness, I drew a house with SketchUp. We're gonna have them touch on AI. Probably Dreamweaver.
Okay.
But we're just actually getting into it. So I had them create a document. I'm just having them put everything together in one portfolio so
Right.
they can go and say, hey, this is what I'm capable of doing.
Right. I think that's amazing. It's so funny. This has nothing
That's
to do
amazing.
with what we're talking about right now, but I know Melvin and I talk a lot, so we're supposed to be asking Ursula all the questions, but we
No,
talk a lot.
that's-
So
Good. It's
you're
a
doing
flow.
good. No, I wanted to pause and give her,
Yeah.
her clout right now because her dad and everything because we talk a lot and she's hanging with us. So good job. Good job.
That's
Yeah.
just having them telling the students to learn how to build a portfolio.
Right.
Like if you like coding and things like that, when you finish your code, take a picture of your code. Keep
Yes,
your code.
yes.
Learn how to keep a portfolio of your work.
Yes.
If you're in high school, learn how to keep a portfolio of the codes that you write and display.
Yep.
Yes.
Keep track of what you're doing. It's
Yeah.
important that you keep track of everything that you're doing. That's what I'm teaching my students today.
Hey, ain't that what we telling you over here at CBG, y'all
Yep.
back there?
Yep.
Portfolio,
Portfolio,
right?
portfolio.
Because that's
Yeah.
what they want. As soon as you go on that job interview, now that's
Yep.
a show me your work.
Show me
Show
your
me
work.
your work.
Show me what you
Show
can
me
do.
what you can do.
Show me what you
They even got some
don't-
job interviews that they'll
Don't tell me
code
anymore.
right in front of me.
Yes.
Yes. Show
Oh,
me.
You can, okay, that's part of the job interview. Open up Adobe Premiere and edit this video.
Yep.
Edit this footage right here.
Yes.
Because I may not even want to take your word for within your portfolio.
No.
Show me exactly.
Somebody else could have did it.
You get what I'm trying to say? So the portfolio will give you the opportunity now. Show me that you can do
Yeah.
what's in your portfolio
Yes.
right in front of me.
Right. Or
Yes.
be able to create a document, be able to create a simple document in this amount of time. So
Yeah.
I wanted
Yes.
them, so that's what I'm actually having them doing.
Yeah.
So I had a video this week and I had them create the video. And as the video was playing, I said, hey, follow along this gentleman
Yeah.
and recreate what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because this is something that they may have you do. So
Of
I'm
course.
actually, and understand the history of it and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a pre-college course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want them to understand why it's important. I understand that the history is boring,
Yeah.
but you have to understand where you come from to understand where you
Can-
Yeah,
can I-
that's okay because we teach here at CBG. I mean,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
we teach here at CBG that you gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You're not gonna always like what you do.
Bars.
Right? Bars.
Say it again.
You gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
all right?
there you
Period.
go.
Where's my scratch or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? Javion's going to sleep over there. That's okay. We next time.
Sometimes on the weekend I just sleep. If we're watching a movie, I just sit on the floor because I'm too comfortable. I'm not uncomfortable enough. You
He
know what I
doesn't
mean?
want to be by all those pillows.
Yeah, exactly. You know
I'll
what
be
I
like,
mean?
that's okay.
Makes
They
me
up here
soft.
with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
that's important to teach them.
Yeah.
And, as they grow, one young lady brought up hers today, and I said, this is exactly what I was looking for. So I was able to demonstrate hers to the rest of the class. Like,
Yeah.
listen.
Can you?
You're doing a good job, Ursula. I'm
Yeah,
proud of you.
Yeah. Can you?
For real.
Can you? Because I know I don't want nobody to get it twisted.
Women in business.
We nobody to get it twisted, right? So so we can inspire this generation,
Yes.
We need
right? Give them just whatever you're comfortable, but give them a little background of your testimony on where you come from, so they
Yes.
know. Because the way you talk and all this tech and all this
Yes.
stuff, some of these young ladies watching this may think
You came from
you're
Harvard.
Yeah, right. You privileged, right?
Yeah.
She grew up with
Princeton.
a silver spoon in her mouth, right?
Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not at all. I was raised in Detroit, Michigan. Born in a single mother.
Yeah.
There we go.
My father lived in Mississippi. 3 brothers.
Oh, boy.
I went to
Only girl?
Only girl, baby girl, only
Oh,
girl.
baby girl. Oh, poor Ursula.
Yeah.
Was it tough?
It was cool.
Yeah. Wasn't they overprotective?
Oh yeah.
That's
they
what I
don't
mean.
play-
Like,
don't play no game.
get out of here.
Yeah.
What you doing? What you doing over
life,
here?
Good life. You know,
Yeah.
streets of Detroit.
Yeah.
You know,
Detroit.
Detroit, you guys.
Detroit. Ain't no joke.
Yeah.
Saying 313. Majority black community.
Yeah, of
Most
course.
of my teachers was black.
Yeah.
I may have had 3 white teachers, but they poured into me.
Okay.
I've been into computers since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
But weren't you in like a program or something? You said you were getting bused to another, or were you?
Shout out to Miss King.
It's always a
See?
remnant.
See, everybody-
King.
It's always that ram in the
Yeah,
bush.
yeah.
Shout out to
right?
Miss King.
Yeah.
Miss King was my middle school computer teacher. She had a computer club, got me into it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Shout out to
That's
Miss King.
amazing.
That's amazing.
Miss King was amazing.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I went to high school, and then I went to Votech in
Yeah.
high school,
Yeah.
business services and technology.
So you were going to the neighborhood you were in. You were going to some special programs that the other kids in that neighborhood necessarily weren't getting
No, I
exposed to.
wasn't.
Right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
They didn't have Miss King.
Exactly.
So,
Look at that.
In my middle school, I had Miss King, and then when I went to high school, I got bused to Votech.
Oh, wow.
And that changed. That's
Yeah.
a game
That changed my
changer.
life.
That changed your. Look at that.
See, teachers, guys, pay attention because a lot of people hold on to, the pain of not having the type of parents that they wanted, or maybe not having the experience with their parents that they may have wanted. But there's a lot of people in the community, outside of the community, you know what I mean, that can sometimes really get you to where you need to go. So
Yep.
just be mindful of that and stay hopeful because she's a testament. to
And
that.
it takes a village. It really
It
does.
does.
Takes a
There you
village.
go.
Especially, listen,
Community.
especially
It was a community.
when you come from a community, it's like the black community that
was.
is going through generations of trauma
There you go.
and struggle
Yes.
Yeah.
and adversity and oppression.
Yeah.
If any community knows it takes a community to raise a child,
Period.
it takes a village, it's us, because you can have some of the best mothers in the world.
They still need help.
But if they working 2 jobs just to keep the bills
Yes.
and keep the lights on,
Food on the
right?
table.
and you need other people in that community
Yeah.
now to step up to the plate
Yes.
and help our people rise to that next level.
Yes.
And shout outs to all of us, and you, Ursula, that we're
Gotta
those
say that.
people hedging those gaps and being out here serving the people.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
want to thank you guys for that because I have to give that to the community I was raised in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, my educators were amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
From elementary on up, they were definitely. It was raised by a community. It's not so much like today.
Yeah, yeah.
The community I was raised in was a community. My mom went to work, but even the neighbors, even the teachers cared.
Yeah.
So they poured into us at every step.
Yeah.
Every step of the way.
Every step of the way. I give that back to my students.
There you go.
every
You can
step
tell.
You can
of
tell,
the
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
It was like here,
Yeah.
this, and it went that way.
Yeah. I had that same experience, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it makes me who I am today, and that's why I do what I do.
Perfect. So what I would hope to see, right?
Yes.
As you as a business star, right?
Business star, smile.
We're gonna have look, I'm holding women in business accountable now. We're gonna
Okay,
have
we
we have-
ready.
we gonna
Are we
have-
ready?
Okay.
We ready.
We ready.
We
Okay.
go. This is too good of a story for this community for
Yes.
us not to have a follow up. When we gonna get a follow up? What? When we
What,
doing
next 2 weeks?
2 weeks? Whenever y'all want.
Ursula?
Next 2 weeks.
Next
Give
week?
us a
2
follow-up.
weeks? Okay.
Right.
We'll schedule it.
We'll schedule a follow up to get the update on this story about this project. Hopefully we
Yes.
can get some vlogs out of it.
Yes.
Because what I'm real big on the vlogs is showing our community the process behind
Yes.
the scenes, the startup struggle.
Yes.
Everybody just thinks it's glamorous out here to start a business, but it's not.
We got a song, a CBG song.
Yes, shout out to
Startup-
check
startup
out
struggle,
Mrs.
yeah.
Valentine. She's on Spotify,
Apple,
Apple,
iTunes,
iTunes,
Women
all
in
of
Business.
them.
Oh, I'm not
There you
playing.
go. Yes,
I'm not playing. We changing
all
culture.
her music. No, startup.
change
We're gonna
culture.
play the startup struggle next. That should be the theme song,
Yeah.
right?
One thing about CBG is that we are doing, what we are trying to get the rest of the community to do.
Amen.
We're living
Okay.
and teaching it,
Hey.
and
Live
breathing
an
it.
example.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just proud of women in business. I'm proud of y'all
Yeah.
right now. I know y'all gonna do great things, and I know the community is gonna be excited to hear on these recurring updates on what you guys are doing with this project. All right. Any last words before we
Oh,
where we
thank
go?
you. Guys,
I
Ursula,
appreciate you.
we appreciate you
Thank you
too.
very
All
much
right.
for having
Thank
me.
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you
Wasn't
so
it
much.
fun?
It was.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
All right.
All right, guys. So stay tuned and come right back with us next time on the Melchelle Show. Wrap it up.